Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Galadon. You are watching Clash of Clans Attacks. I am so happy to have you here, and if I sound more excited than usual, it's because I am. And no, it's not just because next Wednesday, August 20th, I will be streaming on Twitch for the first time. Rather, it is because I am super excited to bring you today's episode, The Archer Queen Decoded, Her Secrets Revealed. Today, I am going to talk about the shockingly simple reason that many of us feel like the Queen often needs to be locked in a mental institution. So without further delay, let's get into some replays and talk about it, but it really comes down to one simple line. The Queen uses ranged attacks. And yes, I know you're all going to say, silly Galadon, I knew that. Everybody knows that she uses ranged attacks. But when you look at it in an attack replay, you will see that she is behaving exactly as her AI dictates. She is not being irrational or unreasonable. She is doing exactly what she's supposed to do, but it's not always what we want her to do. So in this replay from yesterday's video, we've frozen here right as the king was deployed. We can see that he has targeted that barracks on the left. Here comes the queen. She makes the same targeting choice. She's after the barracks as well. They both go after it, but the king, he's going to have to get right up next to it. The queen, she can start attacking it from a distance. Now the barracks is gone, retargeting. The king goes after the elixir storage, but the queen goes after her closest structure, which is the Tesla. Now in comes a jump spell to help out the king and the P.E.K.K.A. there, and so now they will consider their next closest target probably that wizard tower. But we're going to watch very closely as the queen finishes off this elixir storage. Notice what the next closest structure for her is. It's actually that air defense inside the next wall. So now she's going to head towards it, but as she's on her way, it gets destroyed. She retargets on the fly and goes after the next closest structure, the crossbow. So while it looks completely nonsensical, she's actually behaving exactly as she's programmed to. Okay, let's move on to this next attack here. We've frozen it right as the queen has joined the fray. And you'll notice they're all going after these defensive structures, and we're going to freeze it again as this cannon goes down. Now there's a jump spell in place, so as we watch, the king's next closest target that he is going to go after is that queen's pad. But the queen, the attacking queen, however, she's further away, and she is actually focused on the builder's hut way off to the right of this village. It's going to cause her to veer off and separate from the rest of the pack. And again, that is going to make her look like she doesn't know what she's doing when actually she's doing exactly what she's supposed to. She's going after the next closest structure because she is using ranged rather than melee targeting. So again, watching this for the first time or at full speed, things just seem really wrong here. But when we break it down like this, look a little more closely, we can see that everything happens for a reason. Little Gala philosophy there. Okay, this next replay is one of my personal favorites. Just about lost my mind when I watched this for the first time. ANF 87, we join the battle in slow motion in progress here, and you'll notice the queen is working on this elixir storage. She is in this enclosure alone with only one other structure, the town hall, but we have to remember she does not consider walls. She is a ranged attacker, so as we freeze the frame here, we can see that her next closest structure, it's super close. It's either the expo or the camp, but for some reason the calculation there was that camp might have been just a couple of pixels closer. So now the queen goes left after the camp because it's the next closest structure. And when the camp goes down, that leaves the gold storage. And now she's working her way towards the outside, away from the town hall. She's nowhere near it any longer. And by now, I have to admit, I wasn't really paying attention any longer. I figured the queen had just lost all reasoning capability. But she is going to go after the next closest structure, that elixir pump that the skeletons are destroying. Once it goes down, now we freeze the frame. She's going after the wall. And that has to do with the AI of, say, wall breakers. Notice that she's about 8 tiles away from the next opening. It's kind of the same way two sets of wall breakers will behave when you drop them far enough apart. They go after separate walls. She's just a little bit too far away from that opening to recognize it. She's trying to make her own opening. And right as she does, notice the elixir pump is going to be destroyed by those skeletons. So she is going to recalculate again, and the closest structure is the expo. It just happens to be that she got the wall open at the exact same instant. She goes after the crossbow, expo, whatever you want to call it. When it goes down, yes, you guessed it, finally she's found her way back to the town hall, and just as if she's doing her job, she doesn't even blink. We're all going crazy. She follows her artificial intelligence, takes out the town hall, and for once doesn't screw up a battle. Now, the interesting thing about that battle is those skeletons actually saved the day. Had they not been there to take out those elixir pumps, she would have continued to make her way towards the outside of the village. She never would have turned around, she never would have hit the town hall, and ANF at E7 would have been stuck with just 1 star. So the good news is that we can kind of see why the queen acts the way she does. The bad news is that she will continue to be predictably unpredictable. It may always be difficult to tell which way she is headed next. We just have to adjust our spell timing and placement as best we can, get rid of those surrounding structures, and help her help us win the battles. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. As always, please do take a look at my other videos. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitch and get ready for Wednesday, August 20th, first official streaming day on Twitch for Galadon COC. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you guys again tomorrow with more full attacks.